Hi everyone, Lauren here, just sharing with you today a process video using the Flutter by Designs Extreme Teen range. Flutter by Designs is an Australian company who create awesome, bright, dynamic products for us to scrapbook. But the beautiful thing about this company is they do create fabulous boy products, which is, I know, really hard to find. Anyway, here in this layout, I wanted to scrapbook a photo of my gorgeous son, who is 13 and does not like his photo taken. So this beautiful smile you see on his face is really rare in front of the camera, so I couldn't help but enjoy this photo and scrapbook a layout of it. So as you can see, I've just creating a background now. I've used some watercolour paints and just the bagging technique to create a background using a lighter colour on the background and then applying the darker colour over the top. I think this is a great effect and adds a bit of dimension to your layout. I'm then just mounting the photo. I usually do a couple of layers of mounting, not with a big border, but just something to help it pop off the page. And using that little bit of tissue paper has just gives that subtle blending into the background. At this point, I was sort of thinking I just wanted to settle that background down a little bit more and thought I had a great Flutter by Designs a star stencil that might just do the trick. So I've just used some texture paste and sort of angled the stars so that they were running in a straight line. With my scrapbooking, I often like things straight and looking the right way. I remember when I first started getting into mixed media, it was really quite stressful because product was going everywhere and I had no control over it. But I've loosened the reins just a little bit and can get these creative, beautiful backgrounds. But every now and then the person who loves the straight lines flies back in, and that's why I like the stars straight in lines up and down. So I'm just drying it off in a heat gun, not too much, because I know that with the texture paste you can just sort of dry it off. It seals a little. It just allows you to work on it straight away, especially if you have a good idea of where your photo's going to go, which I did. As you can see there, I always had a bit of a guide of where I was positioning it. Now I'm just playing with the ephemera pack that comes in this collection and just moving some things around. I did do a little bit of fussy cutting in the past of some of those exclamation mark signs. So I had those all pre-cut out of the photos, which the photo kit, that everyday etc. cards that you can see up in the corner there. I just thought they made a really good pop on the page. I then just added that border frame and just sort of playing around now where the embellishments might go. This is often how I work, and I find that it's the best way of playing around, moving things around, and then coming back and sticking down later. It never ends up the same, but I find it's a really easy way for me to work, and it's really quite quick. So I'm just using some foam there to mount my photo and the little frame, just to give it a bit of a pop off the page and add that extra little bit of dimension, and it helps the texture that's underneath pop out a little as well. I use double-sided tape. I find this easy to use. I think it's the Express It tape that I use. The reason why I love using it is because if you place something down and it's not quite right, it is repositionable for a quick second, so you don't feel overly stressed about that. The Express It foam tape, on the other hand, is not repositionable at all and is not kind. So once that's down, just make sure it's in the right spot, because it's not going anywhere, as I found out. I love playing around with little bits and bobs, and as you can see with the stars and things, I think it just helps create a bit of a magical feel on the page and sort of blend things out a little bit more, and give that fun little boy character. Stars are just great for our boys, and I think that just playing around with adding those little extra little bits just puts that little bit of a special touch on there. This range is just so so fun and fabulous. I love the colours. I love how she's added purple into the collection, which is, you know, often not the case. But it's just turned out with the teals and the purple and the green and the little splashes of yellow that it's turned into a great boy collection, and it really works, especially for black and white photos. This photo is really good in black and white. He was wearing a black shirt, so when I printed it in black and white, that shirt really popped out. You can see that he's a full frame photo, so he's going to pop out. These are my pens. I prefer to use the Project Life pens. I use a size 0.1 in the Project Life for my journaling. It's a fine tip pen that's really easy to use. It's light enough to not let your journaling overtake the page, and also it just sort of helps blend it in. So I sometimes like to add journaling in different spots just to let the person who's looking at it, you know, view the entire layout, sort of carry their, you know, their eyes around the page and reading little bits and bobs here. So that's it. It's a nice quick layout. It's my first YouTube video, so please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So have a great day, keep creating, have fun, and I'll check in with you guys again soon. Bye.